What advice would you give for someone applying?
Try to provide as much you can actually indications of the fact that you have real passions and interested towards what you're doing. You're not just one of the millions of software engineers applying. You're not just one of the millions of students which is applying. Even volunteer activities sometimes can extremely be helpful from that point of view. Apart from, a couple of full-time jobs, a virtual internship with JP Morgan, and so on. There were a couple of key points in my CV that I believe got to the eye of the recruiter itself, which were Geeks for Geeks Campus Ambassador, which is an Indian company extremely famous for algorithm structures, preparations, and so on. Actually, many people who now works in any big tech company, originally they were preparing or using Geeks for training purposes, or they were working at this company itself. So what I was doing, I was basically organizing some coding challenges. I was organizing a couple of workshop, within my classmates itself. I was trying to do some kind of extra mile to share a little bit of knowledge from that point of view. In returns of basically nothing, probably some discount codes for courses that I was going to use myself, and I got the same experience for Microsoft ambassador program, which of course it's already a kind of keyword matching for your CV. You got Microsoft already once. It shows, I believe, strong interest within the company itself, because there are other companies who are organizing similar campus programs or opportunities. It was trying to prove that I really wanted to have an impact for others, not just for myself. And already at the time, I had some GitHub repository, probably one of them, which was competitive programming wide, where I was just sharing my notes and my coding solutions as well, which I believe at the time had like more than 500 stars or something. And I said to the recruiter, "Oh, by the way, I also got this, completely free. I'm not building any course after that." And she was impressed by the numbers, and she was like, "Oh, wow, yes, you're doing that exactly for having an impact on others." And I was working also as a lab. That was quite a lot. That was the most intensive period of my life. I was also working as lab demonstrator within the university, which basically works on the fact that if you have completed, for example, the third year, you are able to help any students from the first and second year for their coding assignment. So I was getting exposed to all different kind of subjects, coding assignments that were changing year after year, and I really enjoyed that part of helping others. Especially at Napier University, which is very international from that point of view. Many times people do not each other. It's not like the same friends that went in the same high school, primary school, high school, and then went together into university. People that are literally coming from any corner of the world. So very often you are lonely by yourself. And it's good, extremely nice and rewarding to be that, the fixed point where people could go in to ask some questions if they were struggling with any kind of coding assignment. And this was driving a little bit of interest in terms of learning new topics, as the lab demonstrator is open basically to the entire school of computing, not just to the direct course which I've been working on. So if there was a person from security asking, for example, just for advice how to use a specific library, or with Python, for example, we could just have us sit together and try to figure out basically together. That was the core things there. And I believe that was one of the triggers as well on letting me realizing that I really enjoy learning something, but at the same time try to have a positive impact on others, which is preparations wise for interview, or even just fixing a kind of issues which is leading them stress.